100% on our way to the moon.
Moontrain's on point, we're in the groove, trading like a symphony. With the
Dollars
big
over
mics,
$50,000.
juicing a
I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
We're on the moon train.
Then we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
This is how you become a day trader.
All right. And greetings from Hua Hin, Thailand. So, the big question is now, do we bottom out on this vague trend line here, or do we go lower? The sports calendar once again proves that it is the GOAT, and we might be right here in the middle of this, and then a little bit of bounce and rip into the full moon before down again. So it will be undoubtedly volatile, which means unless you are absolutely certain, fuck your swings and stick to scalping. And going forward in these next few months, try to be risk on as little as possible, get more conviction, stick to the system, be smarter, help each other. Okay? But as of right now, looks like pullback is in store. Now, how much of a pullback? The more the NAMO goes down here, the bigger the snapback. The question is the following. On Monday, or actually Thursday, we had not only an absolutely atrocious day, wall into the close. Now, we've had two huge MOCs. However, those MOCs have been absorbed by dark pool cells right after. Okay? So it doesn't tell the whole story. Bait and switch. Anyways, those MU contracts I'd been eyeing all week ran 1,000 here on the snapback after this huge wall gap down. Tried this level a few times and sell in to close. Is this gonna end up being an inverted head and shoulders? We will find out Sunday and Monday. The system left two targets behind, 57.47 and 74.97. When you have a gap down of this magnitude, the question now short term is, will these targets hit? And if so, how soon? Or usually you undercut this. So as you can see, one of these targets is under the FOMC price. So I would not be surprised at all if this becomes some type of ping pong move. And long term, we will see how far down. An interesting factoid here, if you look at the chart, okay, we're gonna squint and zoom out. We spent about 50 days here doing exactly what we're doing here, setting a range, accepting a new level here at all-time highs. Then comes the huge fake breakdown and then rally into all-time highs. Okay? Same thing happened here. We spent about 50 days here accepting a new range at all-time highs. Huge fake breakdown and then massive rally. I do not think that the market's going to do anything different this time around. And as you can see, how do I know? Look at all these rainbow colored levels. Oh my goodness. It's cool to paint in a chart. It's like a fucking family portrait. So, right now, on a technical level, you closed under the daily 50. Last time we did that on SPX, we had a huge snapback. So, Monday is key. Right? If we start rejecting here, you're gonna go to another target we've had for a while that still hasn't hit, which is 73.39.59. So mark that on your chart. That's gonna be a huge level. That's right at the Bollinger Band and this trend line that goes from way back in the day. It goes all the way. Here it changes to red. I'll show you how long back this goes, which makes it more significant. Okay, it goes here to July 23, and we're here 3 years later. The beard is longer, the experience is vaster, and more wrinkles. Okay, so here clearly you tried to pin us up here on the stove. It's coming down. So do I think this is some final low and then start the end of the year rally? No, but you come down here like I showed on the sports calendar, reasonable chance you rally into highs, whether it's into the full moon or not. What I would also caution here is you got the daily MACD crossing down, and last time it crossed down was right here and it got pretty ugly. So just saying, be aware. Also, you have the RSI dipping under 50, which is bearish. Obviously it hasn't stayed there very long, and this is actually a good thing to measure on the daily. Whenever shit gets really ugly, whenever it falls under 28, buy with both hands. Okay, don't care how scared you are. Okay, so right now SPY is at 741 with some interesting weeks over there. Call and put ratio not at an extreme, so can still go lower. The GEX for next week is very confused. Right now we are basically here, so look for some fake breakdowns and volatility. The rotation will of course continue. Dow Jones held that open low a day, closed the gap, unlike SPY and QQQ. QQQ came really close, couldn't do it, but had inflow. If you look at where it closed compared to SPY, they definitely rotated into QQQ. Now, another factoid nugget time, dip it in whatever you want. This is the third time here in a few years that QQQ has closed under the Bollinger Band, and each time it has seen a massive snapback rally. So watch for that. Okay, doesn't mean that it has to hold. Meta news, those freaking 0DTs went ballistic. You also have earnings coming up. Hi Nvidia. But anyways, this rally here, obviously South Korea wasn't open on Thursday or Friday, so we got to check for the reaction on that. Probably becomes a monster into earnings. But again, what it's all about is this. If this was around a top, which it certainly looks like, the full moon will also mark a return. So again, with first quarter being what? Post OPEX Tuesday. What have I said a gazillion times? There you go. You fucking got it. You got it. Alright. So, to wrap it up, Bitcoin looks great. You also had a VIX pierce of the Bollinger Band early on in the day. You have very high VIX 1D readings on Friday, but it failed to close the gap. So if it goes here by Tuesday and you have this alert and it goes on and those SPX levels haven't played, start thinking about maybe buying some calls. Now, weekend, look, this shit looks ugly. You might have laughed at me when I said the war is gonna go on for 4 decades. Oil's going up. Whether the United States becomes Mr. Oil here, which obviously is what they're trying to do, that does not mean that short-term pain will not occur for that elusive long-term gain. Plus now we got all the Chi-coms trying to take over the White House. So Monday, not a lot. And what have we grown used to? Monday they present the week's narrative. Nothing different this week. Tuesday, absolutely nothing on the data. Wednesday, bleh, no one cares. Thursday, bleh. And Friday, bleh. So, not very exciting. However, you do have earnings, right? So IBM becomes interesting after that horrific sell. Then you got Tesla and Google and ServiceNow and Texas Instruments all on the same day. Then you got Trump's chippies over here. So I think that the week after this is going to be absolutely insane. And especially early August. So I'm resting up this week. I will be possibly posting some recaps and some thoughts at open here and there, trying to really reset. It's been a crazy market, and I will ease into it and working on some absolutely killer stuff for the train that I'm very excited about. And I will see you later on in the week. God bless.